Welcome back, everyone. So today I'm going to introduce to you Granny Ann Boswell. Granny Ann Boswell was born 200 years after Tammy Blee. If you didn't find that video or have not checked that video out, go ahead and, watch it after this video, I guess. That's another very famous Cornish witch. So Granny Ann Boswell was born in the year 1813 and passed away sometime during 1906. And she was of Romney blood. She married twice. She ended up marrying Ephraim Boswell, who was part of a very large Romney family. He was the son of a gypsy king. Granny Ann Boswell lived a very hard life, a very, very hard life. I don't know if I mentioned she was from the Houston area, and in her adult life, she worked on many of the farms within that area. So again, a very hard life. We're talking long hours, little pay, a lot of physical labor. So on top of this hard life that she was already living, this woman gave birth to 6 children. And on top of that, she gave birth to 6 children when she reached her late 40s. So she gained a lot of the Romney and even Cornish traditional witchcraft knowledge, within her upbringing. And because of that, she was able to serve traditional Cornish or just Romney folk. And again, she has a lot of similarities, just like Tammy Blee. Farmers would seek her help in curing their sick cattle. She was able to cure ringworm. A lot of young women sought her out for answers pertaining to their love life. And again, ill people came to her in search of healing. And she's also known for blasting people. Blasting, cursing. She was a very, very powerful witch. So, one way that she was able to cure people was with the use of satchels. So what she would do is she would take black spiders and she'd put them in the satchel. And she would tell the person, whether it was a sick person or a family member of the sick person in search of her help, to take the satchel and hang it somewhere in the room where the sick person slept at night. Now, from what I've read so far, commonly this would be hung either above the door or somewhere above the bed. Now, here's an interesting story I'd like to share with you about her. So during the 1906 elections, Granny Ann Boswell was partying it up at a Houston Inn. I don't know who she was partying with, if she was partying with people, if she was partying by herself. She was all about that bottoms up life. So, what I mean by that, she was drinking. And for whatever reason, she decides to leave the inn and she wanders off into the middle of the street. At this time in her town, I'm assuming cars were not a common thing. So she wanders into the middle of the street and she just stands there. And she lays eyes on the first car that she had ever seen. So she was in this deep state of what I'd like to consider being shit-faced. She's shit-faced and she's standing in the middle of the street, and the driver of the car finally honked his horn at her and told her to get the hell out of his way. He yelled at her in a very harsh tone, and she got pissed off as she looks at him and she shrieks and she's cussing and she's telling him that the damn car is not even going to make it up the street. So after she gives him a piece of her mind, she turns around and she storms down the street, and what happens? Ironically, as the car made its way up the street, one of the thick steel tension rods broke clean into two, leaving it stranded, requiring a horse to tow it back home. This is probably the most interesting story that I've come across so far. All of these stories are interesting to me, but I don't know, for some reason, this one I really got a kick out of. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit like and subscribe, and I will see you soon with yet another video.